Okay. Uh, this is another video. Um, like I said, my videos are not gonna change anything that I'm gonna go through. Um, I understand that these videos for me are a way to tell about what's happening to me. And as target individuals, we are human subjects. We are just being used as test subjects, and the reality of what we're part of is trying to be diluted into something else, into a falsified reality. So let me just start off by introducing myself properly. I'm what you call TI, a target individual, and I keep saying that target individuals are human subjects in a program where the government is utilizing this extremely sophisticated technology. This governmental entities is tied to the DoD and utilizing DARPA-like technology. That technology can do so much to you. And as a test subject to this, it's just disgusting. I mean, the torments that we experience are disgusting because it's meant to break us down. The whole purpose of this seems to be the precise ability to control and manipulate people. And we are manipulated in the foulest way, in the sense that the way they manipulate us to experience, react to certain things is just disturbing. And then they have what you call perps. Perps are those civilians around you or in your surroundings that somehow want you to think that what you're experiencing is happening organically. And they're gonna do type of gaslighting that is just comical at some point, because you're like, of course I know that you manipulate me in this way. I understand this is a tactic that you utilize to others on others, and I understand your job right now. You gaslighting me. Gaslighting is to try to make you believe something that you know is falsified, right? And so they're gonna be like, no, it's you. Oh, we mapped it. The things they've done and the stupidity that it has reached to, and with time, I'm not identifying even less and less and less and less, and you know, isolation, it doesn't help, right? But that's the case. But when you go in the public and you see how people react to when they try to gaslight you, accepting things, you know it's like, oh, but for sure they know it's manipulated. Look how they're even reacting. I've been very vocal about what they do to me. They have this disgusting pedophilia type of torture that I've called out many times, many times. I've called that tactic as one of these disturbing ways, but every time I even speak, I bring up testimonials. For example, you hear me saying pedophilia type of torture. As I said before, I am not the only target individual. I'm far from being the only one. There's many human subjects like me that are being manipulated in these ways. That's why it's this precise. I'm not unique in any ways. What I'm saying has been seen by so many others. And once you know that, when you find out this, you find out the exact same tactics I used onto everybody else, or almost all of them, or very similar tactics I utilized. For example, I'm I'm just so thankful and find the the blessings of having heard the testimonials. You know, as these perps who are just people contracted to make you believe these manipulations, do whatever they can to get you to accept these things. They have to really dumb themselves down. That's gaslighting. Once you see people for the gaslighter that they are, when you see them as what they're supposed to be doing, that's their job. Their task is to get you to believe that what you're experiencing is natural. But once you see it for what it is, you see this trash for the clowns that they have to be. They have to be clowns. They are so gimmicky. Matter of fact, even when they interact with you, they have this like persona that you can see them trying to get, talking in a tone to sound a certain way. Have you seen somebody try to sound a certain way? Did you know that's not how they speak in a normal way? They don't every day speak that way, but when they interact with a certain time, they have a way they try to sound like. I'm a target individual that is going through this nasty thing, but the technology that I experience is V2K and synthetic telepathy. V2K is when you can hear these projected voices. right? And I hear these bottom feeders, they're like childlike individuals. When they even interact with me via V2K, I can hear them try to talk the same way. It's like, no, we are. Then you're gonna, and like it's like a kid's trying to sound like a character in like a movie or like in a cartoon. And they're supposed to get you subscribed to these things. And once you see them for the clowns that they are, then they bring up the things they're gonna do to you. You're gonna be tortured. You're gonna be doing this and okay. And you want me to accept these manipulations, thinking that I'm gonna let you escape. You're deluded, dumb, bottom feeder. I will never let you. These people are so delusional to think that I ever even let them give a glimpse of. I will let them live a glimpse of this fantasy that is so obvious. And they think that if they bombard you with this BS reality, that you're gonna subscribe. The truth is, the reality is, this system of breaking people down has been done onto some. Listen to this.
Odorants. This is the alteration of the smell sensation, so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture.
So, you hear the testimonials saying the same thing, but they want you to look at them as like, no, you know what, you guys, it's true. And they start coming up with stuff in ways to say it to you in a way that, for example, they're like, no, what you're experiencing right now, this pedophilia type of torture, we're mapping to something else. So you experience it in, you're like, you're just a bunch of clown. Matter of fact, yesterday was the worst. You see how bad it's getting. Now, I'm a human subject. There's nothing I can do. This is governmental entities. We talk about the Department of Defense Technology and Program. These psyops of these individuals want to paint this fucking fantasy of that this is a group of rogue femme fatale and they're protected. They are so clowns. But matter of fact, the humiliation of reality is those entities they're working for, this entity that's empowered them, that get them to believe in this fantasy they put together, that get them to even talk in these ways where they create these characters like in a movie or when they interact with you. Those entities are filled with actual pedophiles. So much so that they try to pass bills to kind of slow down this issue. As these people try to get you to accept this pedophilia type of torture, the humiliation of reality, to see them in their faces, like, I know who's the pedos. You know them too, but they're your gods. I went to a restaurant yesterday. I went and I go to this restaurant and oh my gosh, they sold their children to pedophiles. What I mean by that is, at this point, you heard this obvious pattern that is ongoing in this DoD. This program is definitely run by governmental entities, and I'm talking about Department of Defense entities. This technology is so super sophisticated, and you understand that this is more of a weapon development than anything else. The weapon, this technology, has the ability to do so much to the human body and full control. They can manipulate you and control you, and they need human subjects to apply this technology onto, to see the effects of the manipulations, to see the accuracy, the efficiency of the manipulations. That's what we are. Then you have these people who try to paint this fantasy, so you think that it's anything but this large government doing these things to you. This is the government we're talking about in charge. Listen to how nasty these entities
has come under investigation for links to the proliferation of graphic material. Called Project Flicker, some 5,000 individuals have been identified as having subscriptions to child porn sites, including many DoD-affiliated persons. So this ongoing national investigation has now prompted the House to introduce a bipartisan bill that would help the DoD stop the use of its network to, quote, possess, procure, or produce child pornography. Joining us to discuss this, investigative journalist Ben Swan. So Ben, the Pentagon already takes measures to limit worker access to stuff like porn by rolling out what they call the Personal Electronic Device, PED policy. where workers have to drop off their phones and lockers before entering their offices. All their online searches are accessible by security if or when needed. Their Wi-Fi access is monitored in digital security suites. So how is this happening?
Well, it's happening because even though there is a certain amount of limitation on access, those who are working in the Department of Defense, clearly it appears to be thousands of individuals in the Department of Defense, are finding ways around this, specifically by using the Department of Defense IP addresses and also apparently peer-to-peer sharing within the department's network. So this study that was done on this issue, and it is pretty horrifying, Manila, to consider this. It shows that the Department of Defense ranked 19th out of almost 3,000 networks in terms of peer-to-peer sharing of child pornography. That is absolutely incredible.
This is reality. Now, my point of bringing that up is some of the tactics, is to break the target individual into using this nasty pedophilia type of tormenting. And this level of projecting reality is disgusting. They work for entities where pedophilia is such an issue, right? Then they want you to believe this manipulation that you're experiencing is natural. Do you understand the level of clown like these people have to be? Now, I understand the reason why they do these tactics is to break you down. It's part of this whole system, a handbook of like doing horrible things, of manipulating you. Human subject, we stand no chance against governmental entity as such. They use this, and it's sad to hear. It's not even sad. You hear these bottom feeders that fund this empowerment and funding strength. It's like you work for the DoD. You are participating in tests, human subject being utilized for this development of weapons, and you find yourself empowered by the capability of destroying the life of a human subject that can do nothing, a civilian that can do nothing about this governmental entity doing things to you. Now, first of all, the psyop I'm surrounded with is just disturbing because, like I said, target individuals, we come in all shape and form. There's a lot of women being tortured. A lot of women. The torture they do, they apply onto women is things that you're gonna just need to listen to. They are these people are so disgusting. But before I get there, let me just talk about me going to this restaurant and talk about these pedophilia issues that they do to us, the manipulation they do. What happens today is when I see a little kid, or any kids, especially little girls, they force me to get this nasty reaction, this nasty stimulation. This is something others have experienced. Like I said, there's nothing unique to me. And it's super validating. When you hear a woman with actual children say, you know what they do now? They do this program perversion and they aim it toward children, right? Others say they do these things where they like put thoughts of pedophilia in my head. You heard this woman saying, literally, the smell of the baby powder made her experience this pedophilia type of torture, which you can only imagine equates sexuality, they equate to sexual and children together. So they probably stimulate her or something like that, or make her think of some disturbing pedophilia things. You hear that this like ingredient of pedophilia type of tormenting. So they do the same thing for me. I'm in a restaurant and listen to how disgusting it is. You know that they do this pedophilia type of torture. As a matter of fact, if you have doubt that they don't do pedophilia type of torture, you get validated really quickly, based on just.
This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will, forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds.
You understand what they do? They have this ability to get this pedophilia type of tormenting going on with this technology. Well, they can force you to get sexual stimulations and arousals. They are pure validations.
But then I told them that they would never take my wallet since we all know how we down and they are doing this. So I told them that I know what you are
This is a woman in North Florida.
And then I said again out loud, you'll never take my will, ASS. So just to show them that I meant what I said, I kept playing with my dog, and even though that attacks continue, I don't let them get me. Today, they continue with the programming and perversion, but this time they are aiming at the use of people, better said young people, also children,
Also children and homosexual, which in this case for me they've done it up once or twice, and I was like, this is not going to break me down, so I don't know what's the point of doing that. But they play with your sexual arousals, and they can aim those sexual arousal whenever they want.
Of the body. This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal, or it can sort of turn off the.
So sexual arousals can be applied. Perceptions can be manipulated. They do these disgusting ways of manipulating people to torment them in very pedophilia-centric ways. And you know this is coming from people working, those are coming from entities where pedophilia is an actual issue. You heard about the bill they were just trying to pass, which ended up not passing, that one specifically. To stop the pedophilia issues in these agencies. Literally, a whole bill. They do these things with this V2K.
V2K, or voice to skull. This involves the projection of voices, noises, and music directly into my mind to communicate with me in real time and at the speed of thought. And it also includes the manipulation of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions in the person's mind.
So you hear the validation. Now, as I'm speaking now, there's these perps contracted by these governmental entities. Their job is to counter reality. Where it becomes like, kill yourself. They just sold their soul to pedophiles. And what I mean is, you hear the issue with pedophilia. Let me bring that issue. So, pedophilia is such an issue. There is a huge problem with pedophilia in these entities contracting this low life. And I've been saying that all along, these people sold their soul to pedophiles. This horrible issue. Listen to, this is this child exploitation website talking about
recently
endorsing this bill that didn't go through in order to stop the pedophilia issues in the DOD.
Recently endorsed and helped pass key legislation in Congress, the End National Defense and Network Abuse Act. The provision, authored by Senator Brain Schatz, D. High, and co-sponsored by Senator Lisa Murkowski RAK, is included in the annual National Defense Authorization Act and is expected to be signed into law. The End Network Abuse Act would assist the Pentagon in stopping the Department of Defense's DoD illegal use of the government network to view, possess, trade, and even produce child pornography. Millions of child sexual abuse images are being shared across the internet. Over 45 million online photos and videos were reported to tech companies in 2018 alone. The use of child pornography is not limited to the DoD, but data from 2018 revealed the DoD's network ranked 19th out of 2,891 nationwide networks when it came to peer-to-peer trading of child
pornography. Now, this program use these tactics where they can force you to get sexual arousals and aim those sexual arousals toward children, and this is meant to torment you and disturb you. I've been saying that. I've been very vocal, and it's consistent to other testimonials. Now, what's happening is now, for example, I went to this restaurant. I go there, and I see from a corner of my eyes a woman I can see some kind of young child, I'm not sure. And I turn, I see this little girl, and you can see the mother pointing the little girl to run somewhere. And she starts smiling. She's like laughing. This like a little maybe 6-5-year-old, little chubby, like little baby, a little Hispanic baby. She's a baby, so you can see the mother tells her to do that, and she just run, and they told her to run by me. And the reason why they do that is because when I see her, they're going to manipulate me in disgusting ways. They're gonna create this disturbing ways. They even try to create this perception of this baby. Try to give her like womanly shape, but on a baby, and then doing these nasty stimulations. Just nasty ways of like manipulating the brain is so nasty, and you see the mother just laughing about it because they all know that it's part of this tormenting tactics to break down the target individual. It's mental torment to be having to deal with this, and the mother is laughing. You know that, like, if you, first of all, if you thought that this person was a pedophile, first of all, you will not try to make your daughter run by this person, right? Your baby. On top of that, you will not laugh. You won't be like, ha, 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 like laughing, ha. And that happens again multiple times. You see this, like, person with a baby, I don't know, and they're laughing when they see, like, the baby's running. It's like, she's smiling. She's like, yeah, you what? Look, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, these people are laughing about this nastiness they do to people in regard to pedophilia type of torture. They know that you're being manipulated in these ways. They know this. They know that this is not like they're playing with his brain like that. They're fucking with him. But you realize that how much they're aware of that when you see how they're taking it, like in the sense of how when they have their babies and they're laughing. It's like, go run by it, and they start laughing. Some of them try to act, but some of them just laugh completely. They start laughing. As in, ha ha ha, you feel this nasty stimulation toward my baby. This nasty stimulation that this program is doing. And then you hear these retards like, no, we're not okay. You have these people via V2K who interact with you, and for example, right now they're like neighbors, right? But they're just retards. These people like this. You gotta see who's talking to you. You see who's talking, and you're like, oh my gosh, these clowns will never make me subscribe to this thing. You have clowns like that. That comes like, no, we mapped it, what we did, right? We made your brain be your brain of a child. It's like, what the hell? Do you think your retarded ways of logic is going to make me subscribe to this? They obviously are manipulating your brain. What they say is, what we're doing to you is we're making you experience something you have experienced when you're in the 8th fucking grade, 7th grade. You understand the retardation? Well, they are trying to pass bills right now to stop the fucking issues in pedophilia, of DOD pedophilia. They want you as a target individual, an adult grown person, to be like, oh no, we're making your brain like a child. You're dumb. This is why they use childlike individuals. It's just pure stupidity. So they obviously know that this makes no sense. It's like me looking at the mother with the child. It's like, hey, we're gonna start making you think the way you thought when you were a kid. You were what? This is retarded. No, they are manipulating my brain to experience these things, and it's so nasty to see that the parents would be even laughing about it, loving it. It's like you're selling your babies to these pedophiles. You know they have problem with pedophilia. What do you think? What kind of person would think that this is normal? To even let your baby be a participant in these nasty things. And then the rationality, no, we mapped it to him when he was a kid. When he was a kid, that's how he saw. When this adult 30-something-year-old was a kid, but why does he have to be a kid now? He's a grown man. Why? To protect children? So you're saying that you're protecting children by making him think like you understand, it's just obviously a way to torment you, to disturb you, to be. Matter of fact, it was so bad that I'm eating. I can see because they still wanted to do more nasty pedophilia things. They even made this kid lean against this glass wall, just because it's going to be on my side. I'm looking at it, it's like, oh my gosh, they even have this baby like leaning against the glass wall. And they start creating this nastiness. You hear this noise campaign, it's supposed to make me identify. So, oh my God, we saw this. You see in this picture, how they're looking at their phones? You know what they do? They do these nasty manipulations. And then they think that because they're looking at their phone, this like, oh. I'm like, oh, now you're looking at your phone. This is obviously not being manipulated. I'm not being forced to experience these things. Then it's just so natural. You're just seeing what I'm just experiencing. This program is not about observing you. No, it's about manipulating you. It's about control. This trash wants you to identify with these manipulations. You've been validated in ways that's crazy, that's unbelievable. You know these people work for pedophiles. These entities have problem with pedophilia. They are projecting the reality that they're in onto you. But this trash have these handbook tactics of breaking you down, which consists of pedophilia type of torture. I guess this is where they kind of depattern you. But they want to present themselves as anything but this mass government that happens to have a lot of pedophilia issues. And then it's like, no, we're protecting our kids. We are not. Look, retards. Retards. Look, listen to your grown-ups because you're yelling. That's it. Really? Oh, wow. It's your money, huh? They are delusional. It's like, I know what you guys do. You torture even babies. You forget about that. They know that what they it's so disgusting. You know, at that point when I was at the restaurant, they say, you know what we mapped it to? It has begun to this point now. We mapped it to you. Remember when you came back from the gym? They start listen to how the things have gone to this point. They have less. It's becoming more and more shameless. And the logic and the way they want to gaslight you. These things started on August 19, 2019. On August 19, 2019, on that date, these disgusting things start happening to me all the time. It was disgusting. And every time I see babies, little girls especially, but even little boys, they would do this nasty stimulation. I remember when they started doing that, it was just disgusting. After August 19, 2019, you know, I used to have this routine to go to the gym. I walk to the gym, come back. But after August 19, 2019, it became just disgusting because there was kids and they would do this nasty stimulation. I come back from the gym. They have this baby. They've been doing that after August 19, 2019 because that's when the reaction, that's when they started this reaction. They're trying to confuse my brain. They're trying to blur my memories to think that this thing didn't happen after August 19.